This is Michael Carson back with another video. I wanted to go over another district court judge blocking a nationwide order, an executive order by President Trump, even after the Supreme Court ruled that the district court judges did not have the ability to block nationwide policies or laws. The article here is from the Epoch Times. Federal judge blocks Trump's birthright citizenship order after Supreme Court ruling. The article is written by Jack Phillips. It was posted on July 10th, 2025. The district court judge, Joseph LaPlante, announced his decision after an hour-long hearing and said a written order will follow. So we don't actually have any written statement yet from the judge, so that might take a whole week or something to be released. We don't know what's going on with that. He shouldn't even be allowed to do it. The caption of the picture that you see on screen is President Trump listens as African leaders deliver remarks during a multilateral lunch in the state dining room of the White House, July 9, 2025. The article goes on to say a federal judge on July 10th barred Trump administration from enforcing the president's executive order limiting birthright citizenship coming weeks after the Supreme Court restricted the capacity of judges to issue nationwide injunctions. District Court Judge Joseph LaPlante of U.S. District Court of the District of New Hampshire announced his decision after an hour-long hearing and said a written order will follow. The order will include a 7-day stay to allow for appeal, he said. That's irreparable harm. Citizenship alone, he said in court, according to reporters in the courtroom, referring to U.S. citizenship. It's the greatest privilege that exists in the world, but it's only available to U.S. citizens. It's not available to illegals that come in and create anchor babies by giving birth on U.S. soil. So keep that in mind. But that's what Trump is trying to fight for, influence from the outside world. President Trump in January issued the order ending automatic birthright citizenship to individuals born in the United States to parents who are illegal immigrants. Multiple federal judges have issued injunctions against the order since it was issued, but the Supreme Court invalidated those previous court orders by ruling that the lower courts cannot issue sweeping orders that block orders nationwide. LaPlante addressed the Supreme Court order, saying that the July 10th hearing that he previously was the judge who wasn't comfortable with issuing a nationwide injunction and that class action is different. He noted that this interpretation of the Supreme Court ruling suggests that class action is a better option. It was reported. I don't think he could circumvent the Supreme Court's ruling the way he did. We'll see how that goes. At issue is the Constitution's 14th Amendment, which states, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. The ruling is a response to a lawsuit brought by the American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, which is a leftist union. They used to be more neutral, but they've gone left for a long while now. And other plaintiffs arguing that the executive order violates the Constitution's 14th Amendment and runs afoul of decades of jurisprudence over how to handle birthright citizenship. But lawyers for the Trump administration here have argued that under that text, the United States can deny citizenship to children born of illegal immigrant women because the line subject to jurisdiction thereof. Well, that's an interesting call. Prior misimpressions of the citizenship clause have created perverse incentive for illegal migration that negatively impacted this country's sovereignty, national security, and economic stability, government lawyers said in court papers filed earlier this year, arguing on behalf of the Trump administration. The Constitution does not harbor a windfall clause granting Americans American citizenship to the children of those who have circumvented or outright defied federal immigration laws. The Trump administration and the President himself argued that the 14th Amendment Citizenship Clause pertained to former black slaves soon after the Civil War, when the amendment was ratified. 30 years later, Wong Kim Ark, a man born in the United States to Chinese parents, was refused entry to the country after traveling overseas. His suit led to the Supreme Court ruling the amendment gives citizenship to anyone born in the United States, no matter their parents' legal status. The lawsuit was filed on behalf of a pregnant woman whose parents and their infant is among the numerous cases challenging Trump's January order denying citizenship to those born to parents living in the United States illegally or temporarily. The plaintiffs are represented by the ACLU and others. In its first complaint, filed in January, the ACLU wrote for the plaintiffs that the framers of the 14th Amendment specifically enshrined this principle in our Constitution's text to ensure that no one, not even the President, could deny children born in America the rightful place as citizens. They did so with the full knowledge and intent that this would protect the children of immigrants, including those facing discrimination and exclusion, lawyers for the group said. In June, the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that federal judges lacked the authority to grant nationwide injunctions, although the 9 justices did not rule on the merits of Trump's birthright citizenship order. With the decision, the birthright citizenship cases were returned to the lower courts, where judges will have to decide how to amend their orders to comply with high court ruling. Enforcement of the policy cannot take place for another 30 days, the Supreme Court wrote. The ACLU resubmitted a complaint to the district court immediately after the Supreme Court ruling. The plaintiff's bench ruling on July 10th was in response to the refiled lawsuit. In a statement on July 10th, the ACLU hailed the plaintiff's order and said that it would protect the citizenship of all children born in the United States under its interpretation of the Constitution's 14th Amendment, and says the Associated Press contributed to this report. Well, what do you think of the response from the district court judge to Trump's executive order? How do you like the tempo of the video? I've tried different tempos in many of my videos, so I'd like to know from you, the viewer. Leave a comment, tell me how you like the tempo of this video. I have tried different tempos in videos in the past. I want to have an easy tempo that doesn't eat too much time. I appreciate your feedback. Thank you for watching, and consider watching another video. Have any questions, comments, anything you want to add, or to tell me I left something out? Please put them down below. I welcome any sort of commentary. Again, thank you for watching. If you like this video, tell me by leaving a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't do Twitter, X, or meta properties like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, all those things that they have, and any that they might have added in the future, like Threads. I will see you in the next video.